Hey, what is up guys? FlyBoyTopher here with my second Trek in 2 video where I try my hardest to talk about Star Trek Adversaries in less than 2 minutes. It's such an awesome game that can be hard at times. Today we're going to be talking about the upcoming Romulan expansion. Before we get started, I just want to mention that all the information I got for this video came from official sources only, whether that was in a Steam or Reddit forum post, a Discord chat, a vlog in which one of the game developers appeared, or news, links, trailers released by the developers themselves. There's a lot of information out there in the community, and some of it's not from official sources. Alright, so let's cover some general information. We know that the expansion was originally slated to release this month in September sometime. However, they had some delays, but it is coming to you next month. They are releasing a beta version for some of the top players according to the rank leaderboards and some content creators. Fingers crossed, I'm looking at you, that would be awesome, at the end of this month. Alright, additionally, Romulans are going to have Cloak. They're re-releasing a mechanic called Disable that existed in the testing phase of the original game, and we'll talk about that next. Also, they're releasing 6 additional flagships and over 100 new cards, and those cards span across all of the factions, not just Romulans. So let's quickly talk about Disable. So Disable, as I said, is a quasi-new mechanic. It existed in the original testing phase, but at the time it was very limited in scope and couldn't really reach its potential. But it's back with the Romulan expansion. In fact, it's a key component of a lot of the flags. So Disable affects the ship, and what it does is it prevents that ship from retreating or attacking on its turn. However, any other status effects that are currently on the ship are still there, and you will still take return damage if you attack the ship. Alright, next we're going to talk about flags. There are going to be 6 overall flagships with the Romulan expansion, unlike the 12 that we have for Federation and Klingon, because Romulans make up a smaller sect of Star Trek lore, and we already have a lot of information on 3 of those flags, which I will cover right now. Alright guys, so the first Romulan flagship we can talk about is the D-Dara Dex. Try saying that 3 times fast. Warbird. So its specials deal 2 damage to a target enemy ship and 4 damage if that ship is disabled, whereas its ultimate is deal 4 damage to all disabled enemy ships. We can assume that there will be several Romulan cards that have the disable effect based on these ship special and ultimates. Something else interesting is that the Romulans took this spot here, so maybe in the future there's another expansion coming here. That, of course, is not official. The next flag we're going to talk about here is one of my favorite ships in all of Star Trek history. It's the original series Romulan Bird of Prey. Special, summon a Tal Shiar Bird of Prey 2/3 ship. Targets taking attack damage from the ship are disabled. And then the ultimate plays right into that. Deal 3 damage to the enemy flagship for each disabled ship in the play. That should be rather interesting. I could see where you can get a lot of damage off of that. Alright guys, the last flagship we're going to cover in detail is the Scimitar, of course from Nemesis, and despite what everyone says, I really liked that movie, but that's another topic for another time. The special deal damage to the target enemy ship equal to the amount of enemy ships in play, alright, so up to 4 damage to an enemy ship, and the ultimate deal damage to all enemy ships equal to the amount of enemy ships in play, so up to 4 damage to all enemy ships. Interesting. But we do know that they release art cards for the additional 3 Romulan flagships, which would be the Valdor, the Shuttle, and the Scout. So it looks like those are going to be your extra 3 ships. Also, we can assume, like the Federation and Klingon ships, that they're going to have plenty of pretty awesome skins, like this Romulan drone flagship skin art that they've already released. We know that there's 100+ new cards, so let's see what information we can glean about these new cards. Here's 4 cards I was able to pull from the trailer. Of course, all of these are subject to change, and these were pretty early on. I apologize for the quality, as they only gave us little snips of what we should see. But it looks like we've got a good mix here. We've got a 6-cost 7/5 with Cloaking Device, a 2-cost 2/1 with Haste, and 2 separate 2-costs with Cloaking Device as well. In addition to those cards, they released several art cards. All the ones that they've released so far you can see in front of you. I'm extremely excited about some of these. We can expect to see these as crew members. My favorites being Denadra, and of course the female Romulan commander from the original series. Some extra information I didn't cover. If you have standard packs that you've been hoarding, officially those packs will have a chance to have Romulan cards once the Romulan expansion comes out. So they'll have cards from all factions, as they always have, but they won't be limited to Federation, Klingon, and Neutral if you keep them from before. Also, some of the future design goals of the game, there was a lot of contention about the disable feature. So Josh the lead developer, also known as Space Monkey, released a great note about all that. But some of his design goals for the game, I just want to share those with you. Is he wants to shake up the meta, add balance, and add more variety to a core set of cards, bring more of the Star Trek characters and ships into the game because people really love their Romulans and want them now, as do I, and I want all Star Trek cards now. I want the Whale Probe and Lorca and all these other cards that haven't been released or announced yet. And add additional game modes. So of course we know that more PvE game modes are coming, future expansions, some different practice modes, and so we're all looking forward to that. No official word on if modes are going to be launched with the Romulan expansion, but just things to look forward to in the future. Well, thanks for hanging out to this point. I didn't quite make my 2-minute mark. I came a lot closer to this video than I did last time though. If you want to throw me a follow on Twitch, my name is FlyBoyToph there. On Twitter, my name is TopherFly. On all others, and that includes any social media platform you could think of, in the game and in the official Discord, my name is FlyBoyTopher. Please feel free to ask me questions, direct me any comments or concerns, and comment below this video your thoughts on the upcoming Romulan expansion. Thanks again. Live long and prosper.